Hi, I am Madeline James, and it is officially November, which means I am thinking about planning. I've done a bunch of different things in different years, and this year I have a whole plan for how I'm going to figure out what I want to do and what I want to talk about, because I think this is going to be like a little bit more of a journey of figuring out what I even want to do, more so than in previous years. So I'm going to be like referencing my checklist of things I want to talk about and figure out as we go through. But first, real quick, check out my shirt. If you haven't seen my rock video, it's a vibe. But yes, anyway. Okay, so one of the big things for 2025 for me is that I want to get back in a more structured routine. I think it was 2 years ago that I did the full like HB90, which if you are not familiar is like the Heart Breathings, one of the Heart Breathings programs ran by Sarah Cannon. She has channels here on YouTube, both under Sarah Cannon and Heart Breathings. And I really like how she does things. Like she's so intentional and inspiring, and just I love watching all of her stuff. But sometimes how detailed she gets with the HB90 with the task blocks is a bit too much for my ADHD brain. So I kind of did it pretty closely for like the first 90 days, and then I did it sort of for the second quarter, and then after that I was sort of like doing like a really chill version of it. And I've recently been looking back into her methodology now and like the coursework, because once you sign up for it, once you have lifetime access, and it is really exciting because she has like some stuff in there now that's more focused for like, this is my normal way of doing it, but then like here's another alternative way of doing it, or different like versions of her planner that are better for people with ADHD that want a little bit less of that structured time in there, because it's really hard for my brain to stick to those blocks like that. So I'm excited about trying that out again. And I don't know, her whole methodology is not meant to be followed exactly by everybody, because you kind of have to tweak it for what works for you. But I'm excited about doing that. So that's one of my plans. I also I don't know, there's some stuff in my life right now that's kind of up in the air that I'm not going to talk about until I know what's actually going on. But that could affect things for my schedule, for planning it, mostly positively. But I don't want to plan too strictly and either expect certain things to happen and then have them not happen and be really disappointed and behind on what I thought I'd get to do. But I also don't want to be so regimented that like I'm not prepared if things change, So I need to be flexible. That's like the biggest thing for me in 2025. I need to be flexible. But I really want to be organized and structured enough and use all the things that have worked for me in previous things, like having the little tracker thing set up, but keeping it less granular than like daily or weekly. Like I need something that's maybe either for the whole quarter or, oh my gosh, my computer is being so loud. Let me turn the volume off. Or just, being first set of goals. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. All right, so let's talk a little bit real quick about my plan for December for planning for 2025. I don't know. This video is going to be kind of like vlog style, but right now I just want to kind of get my brainstorming done, kind of figure out what I'm even looking for. And then on the 13th and 14th weekend, I'm going to do another Heart Breathings Sarah Cannon course called Your Path Forward, which I've kind of looked into it a little bit, but it's a shorter thing. It's like a weekend. And it's like this game board strategy and domino effect talking about like long-term planning. So like HB90 is 90 days, right? It's a lot more granular. It's about a couple of focused goals that will hopefully get you towards where you want to go. But Your Path Forward, I think, is more like lining out like a solid structured path to follow, but that's still kind of flexible and, that sort of thing. So I'm excited for that. And I want to, I don't know, see where that takes me, hear that. I'm very excited for it. I think there's like 3 or 4 main live calls, and then I think there's I have to look in the thing, but there's like a workbook for it. There's a few individual lessons, and then there's some live work sessions where you can like co-work together live and ask questions. I don't know how many of those I'll have time to do live, but those are available. And I am really excited about that. So that'll be fun. But yeah, yes. Yeah, yes. I'm so frazzled right now. I apologize. But then the other thing that I'm going to want to look at is just figure out how and where I want to keep track of things, because I do want to shake that up this year. I've started a little bit of a brainstorming list that, I'll want to like actually sit down and flesh out here in a little bit, but there's a few things that I'm considering like maybe trying out Notion for, specifically with like maybe my YouTube content planning type stuff, but I'm so chill with YouTube right now. Like, I don't know. I might wait a little bit longer to try that out, but I've been thinking about that, and just how I want to set things up, because if you do things in a planner like Remarkable, you can get like digital notebooks and planners to put into it. I could take some of these planners that I'm getting from these courses and like take the pages I like and put them in there. I used it a lot for doing like edit notes and critique, because like you could just go through the book and highlight and make notes and then like go through that PDF on your computer. And that worked really well for me. So I'm just kind of going through my head and figuring out what am I going to want to set up for next year and get prepped, because I know I want to have a better way of tracking all like my writing projects and like the long-term stuff, because I'm getting to the point where like I've been super, super seriously writing for, I don't know, it's over 5 years now. Maybe we're about at 6 years. I'd have to check. 7 years. I don't remember. Let's see, because I think I started getting really serious about it before my son was born. My son is 5, so it's probably been like maybe 6 years, a little over 6, we'll say 6.5 years since I've been like really taking my writing seriously. And so now I just have so many separate notebooks, which I'm like looking up there because they're like all up there, where I have different timelines and tracking stuff. And I want to pull that all together into one place, have it be more easy, and kind of just really intentionally look at what has worked for me before, what hasn't worked for me, and what I think I need going forward. Because like I really am at a place where I really need structure right now. Yeah, we're going structure, people. That's the goal. But yes. So I'm going to do some more brainstorming, and then here in a little bit we're going to sit down and look at my brainstorming. But yes. So we're going to brainstorm. I'm going to do the Your Path Forward course. And then I'm going to do the HB90 bootcamp. I'm not going to maybe do like all of it like I have in the past, just because, I don't know, I don't think I need to. I think I've done enough stuff where there's a few parts specifically that I want to really lean into. So I'll go through and do that. I'll set up maybe like my PDFs and notebooks, hopefully set up, the Remarkable, assuming I do actually get that for Christmas. I assume I will. It's like the only thing I asked for from my husband. And then maybe get that set up and prepped and ready, and get some like tracking sheets ready, like get the whole plan together, because I have my whole corkboard thing here, so I can sit all my stuff out a lot easier than I could in the past, where like I can have easily, like I still have all my little like star stickers and all that. So I think we can come up with a good plan, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah. Okay, so I've gone through and I've done most of the Your Path Forward and some of the HB90 projecting, and I'm pretty happy with where I have my goals right now. I, unfortunately for you, don't want to share that too much right now. There's still a lot up in the air, but it's really let me do some brainstorming on what I want to do to get there, and like order things out for timing, because when you have a lot of long-term goals, especially, or things you want to get done in the next few years, it can feel really overwhelming because they're all sitting on your shoulders at one time. And it's, especially for me with my poor little ADHD brain, it is hard for me to know what I should be working on and plan out in my head what I should be working on, which is why doing this sort of intentional, like writing things out, figuring out the ordering of things, because now I have basically like, okay, for this quarter, I just need to worry about these things in this order. I don't need to worry about this until I finish this. And then once I finish that, I can look at this. Like, that is brilliant for my brain. And I didn't end up going in too in depth to the HB90 thing, just because I have so much going on right now. And I don't know. I don't know still if I want to map things out into like little time blocks like I did before. I'm going to consider that for Q2 or... Yeah, I'm going to consider that for Q2. But for now, I have a list of trackers I want to make. And I want to have on those sort of like an idea of when I should be done them. And so when I go and do like my planning for each week, I can kind of look at that and figure out what I would need to do and just do it less ahead of time. Because then when things come up, I feel less behind, and winter is normally a absolute cluster of everyone getting sick and losing time and things coming up, and it's always crazy, so I'm anticipating craziness. But yeah, so I want to make a Q1 tracker, which I did before, and I used my little gold stickers on it, gold star stickers, which I might get back out again. So I want to make one of those, and then I want to make one specifically for my revision guide and revision tracker, which I'll probably cover in my vlog doing that. And then I want to make... Ooh. What else do I want to make? Oh, I want to make one that's for like exercising and stuff like that, and put it in my bedroom next to my like rowing machine so that I can like check off when I do it. And I might make it for my husband too if he wants to make that a goal of his, but that's what I'm going to work on now. And I think that's going to really help. And I really like my little goal thing. It's so cute. Once I get to the point where we know what's going on and I can actually talk about some of the stuff I'm planning on doing, I will share all of that with you, or at least like an updated version. But yes. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to put together for a tracker is my husband and I put together a sort of like a New Year's resolution, except he calls them an unresolution, and I call them a fun resolution, or a fun solution? I don't know. But essentially it's the less typical, let's improve ourselves kind of a thing, and it's just fun. So our goal is essentially to do more like new baked goods together, so like bake things together. So our goal, like minimum goal is once a month, but we're gonna aim for like maybe 2 times a month if we can. So 12 to 24 new things that we're going to bake together is the idea. Yes, which I'm excited about. It's going to be lovely. But yes, I'm going to start working on those trackers. All right, so I finished making my goal tracker, which is here, which I'm very excited about. It has everything I want to do, and it's set up in a way I can like do them all separately, right? Like I don't have to do these at a specific time. I can cross them off whenever. However, I have them lined up with roughly when I want to finish them with the, I guess the start of the week. So this is like a Monday. So this week I'd like to finish these things, these things, these things, these things, and then start revisions, do roughly 15K a week. But it's set up in a way where if I fall behind, I can still, keep track of it. I have my course that I want to take. I want to do an update to my website, start prepping on the next thing, turn it into an editor. Like, I've got everything on here, and I think I won't put it up here quite yet. I will put it up here, but I'm going to wait until I'm done with all of this and I get this into my new outline. So for now, I'll probably just leave this on my desk somewhere, or put it up there maybe on that one. But I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to work out really well for me. And then I had other ones I wanted to make, didn't I? Let's see. I made the quarterly monthly tracker. That kind of ended up being my revision guide, revision tracker too. But I'll probably have I'll have a more condensed to-do list for all the individual stuff that's really high level. And then I want to make one for exercising and stuff. So I'm going to work on that real quick now. Okay, so first I apologize if you can hear my washing machine. I have it running and it's getting close to the end of the cycle, so it's spinning really fast. But you can see I have my main tracker here, and I did finish my exercising tracker and my baking trackers, and those are all hung up. I'm not going to show them to you because, I don't know, it has my husband's name on it, and we aim for a little bit of privacy there. But I'm very excited. I have this set up and I think this is going to work out really well. I'm really hopeful. It's not as structured as I really think I need it to be right now, but I'm learning that this process and getting on board with this project is like, I just have to be on top of making progress, if that makes sense. And I've been finding that if I keep taking a moment and being like, okay, let me adjust how I'm progressing with this and what I need to do to motivate myself, and not even motivate myself is the wrong way to put it, but finding the right way forward where I'm not going to keep getting stuck, right? Because my process for this project is different than what I've experienced before. And I think it's fair to say that, like, I can't remember who I heard mentioning this, but just because you learn how to draft a book or outline a book or revise a book doesn't mean you now know that process for all of your projects going forward. Like, you've learned how to outline that book and how to revise that book. And every time you do it, like, you're in a different place, the project's in a different place, what you need to do is in a different place, and so it's different. So I can't create these super duper strict exact processes yet. Like, maybe once I'm further down the road, I'll have an idea of how to do that correctly for my brain. But for now, this is sort of working. I'm not even just the high level revision notes I have there, I'm not even doing it that way anymore. Like, I am, just in a different order. So, but with the flexibility of this, I'm still doing all those things, just not in that order. So I'll still be able to check them off. I can still look at them and be reminded of, like, the high level things I need to do. So I think it'll still work. And I'm hoping that later on I can be a bit more specific with it. And, like, our schedules have been crazy already. Like, it is currently Wednesday, the 8th? The 8th, the second week in January. And I've already missed 6 days of work. How? Well, the first 3 days I was on vacation because I'm like, wow, it's the new year, I'll have PTO again. And then this week, it's been snow days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it was my turn to stay home with the kids once, we could actually safely leave the house and go to work. So I'm home with my son again today. It's been so many snow days. And now on Monday, they're expecting potentially another snowstorm. Maybe 6 to 10 inches. I don't know. We'll see. January's always crazy. So I'm trying to keep in that motto of not being too rigid, but also giving myself the structure that I need to be able to be flexible and to change. So I'm hoping this is going to work out for me. And I'm hoping, maybe in 6 months I can really do, like, a mid-year, really focused, really structured, planning session. That's because I have this sort of thing for the rest of the year, but it obviously gets a bit more vague and I want to really dial it in near the end of the year. But I don't know. I've struggled with this, so I hope if you've had these problems where you keep teetering back and forth between having enough flexibility and having enough structure and rigidity, like, it's hard. And I found that stepping back and really thinking about where I am in my life, in the seasons of life, right? And what I need for my current projects, like, and really being intentional and being graceful with myself on what I need and what I can handle. And I don't know, that's been helping me. So I don't know if that helps you. I hope that helps you because it's a lot. But yeah, I'm excited for 2025. I'm really hoping this is a big year of change for me and my family and getting everything worked out. And for me and my writing and my world building and everything, like, already this past year was absolutely crazy. Like, I did a goals video, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And if you have any cool plans for this year, let me know. But otherwise, I will see you in the next one, which will probably be my revision guide creation vlog. Yeah. See you in the next one.